Good Tai Chi posture, dropping the shoulders, lining up the danten points, relaxed knees, here we go. Shift weight to the right, allowing our left heel to come up on our toe, open, toe, arch, heel, 50-50. Hands rotate to the middle of the thighs. Take a deep breath in as we elevate both hands. At shoulder level, drop your shoulders, flex your knees. Hold your ball on a T stance. Okay, got a ball? We're gonna take an L stance. Out with your heel, move the bottom hand, go up the horse's mane. You should be seeing me now, okay? Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, out with your heel, bottom hand advances to go up the horse's mane. Okay, this is a drill. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, out with your heel, bottom hand advances up the horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, walk in that direction, put out your heel, bottom hand advances up the horse's mane. So you're advancing towards me and towards the wall. But what it entails here is that, yes, you remember how to part the wild horse's mane. But to many of you, we are doing a Tai Chi walk. The walk is the basis on which we travel as we do our Tai Chi. So what I want to do now is to teach you clearly how to do Tai Chi walk. If I did not teach you how to do Tai Chi walk, you would never be able to do Tai Chi correctly. Okay, so good, move back. So in Tai Chi walk, it's often referred to as walking as if you are a cat. And I don't have cats, I don't really care for cats. I'm not a pet person, I guess because I have grandkids. But so this morning I Googled and I said, how does a cat walk? You know, because I wanted to tell you, I can't just say things and not know things, so I can't just tell you Tai Chi walk is like walking like a cat when I don't even know how a cat walks. So this is what I found out. You may find out more because you may be cat lovers. But a cat is different from a dog and other animals because 2 feet are always in the same direction. 2 feet are always in the same direction. In Tai Chi, Tai Chi walk is referred to walking as if you're a cat. Why? Are 2 feet in the same direction when we walk? Hopefully you said yes. Okay, another thing about cats is that they have padded soles. So in doing Tai Chi walk, you are walking cautiously, not necessarily slowly, but cautiously, maybe studying, as if you're studying all the little muscles that are being used, okay? And again, quietly, you can never hear a cat walking up to you. So those are the kinds of images that I want you to conjure up when we learn Tai Chi walk. Tai Chi walk is basically, because we're concentrating on our feet positions, we just kind of forget about our hands. Some people like to put their hands here, that's how our master taught. Other people like to put it in the back, okay, but it's all the same. So when we walk, we have to pivot on our heel and we have to walk in this zigzag direction. So both hips have to be there. In other words, as soon as we spin here or pivot here, everything is in the direction of a zigzag. It cannot spin here and still be in this hip still straight out. It has to move in that direction. It's safer, it's more natural, okay? So you're gonna come out this way. This is that, like a T stance. Then we're gonna put our heel out, that's an L stance. Energy's still here. The energy has to travel here through our system and then come down. This is our bow stance. Then it repeats. This is a straightaway. First you started with a zigzag, then you did a straightaway. So the next one has to be a zigzag. So we have to sit back, that's like a transition, then we zigzag. walk in this direction, 2 hips there. Heel out on an L stance, straight away, both stance. There's a pattern, sit back, sit down, straight away. Therefore, the next one is a zigzag, walking in that direction, rooting down, heel on an L so that I can clearly clear the path so that there's a gap so that I can turn my knees without injuring them, all right? So you say, I get it, let's try it, okay? Coming forward now, okay? Hands at your waist. Good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders. Pivot with your right heel, walk in that direction. Firm down, root down. Allows us to put out our heel of our left, move the energy across and out, bow stance. Straight away, right? Next one's going to be a zigzag, but first we have to transition to a sit down, sit back. We're going to pivot out, walk in that direction, heel out on an L, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Next one's a zigzag. Twist out, walk in that direction, make sure the hips are there. Heel out on an L stance, turn the hips and waist, flatten down, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, walk in that direction on a zigzag. Next is going to be a straightaway, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, walk in that direction on a zigzag. Heel out on a straightaway, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Okay, on and on it goes. Can you do it for me? Do it just by remembering, okay? I'm going to turn around and you're to continue for a few more. Okay? Straight away, zigzag, straight away, sit back, zigzag, straight away. Okay, everybody go back. So some people say, it's easy, I like it. We have the freedom, and that is correct. We do have the freedom, but we still have some rules, okay? And I'm a stickler for the rules because I want to save your knees. There are many of you who don't realize that you're not doing it correctly. So just say, I am one of them. You say, all 50 of you say, yeah, she's talking about me, okay? Nobody has done it exactly how I want it. So this is why, okay? When I say straight away, the foot has to be on a line or parallel to the line. And it has to be fully from toe to heel. The straight away is on a line or parallel to the line. It can never flare out. So what I'm seeing in about a good number is that you're listening, but the foot is not following, okay? So watch and say, this is how you should do it. Pivot out is a zigzag. Walk in that direction. Come out on a straightaway, okay, not quite straightaway yet, but I'm forming my straightaway. This is the L stance. Remember we said L stance cannot go this way because it wants to end up flat. It cannot end up this way. Same thing, same premise. Heel. Maybe I should do it this way. Heel out, walk in this direction. We want an L stance. Out with your heel, but when this flattens out, it needs to be on a line or parallel to the line. Watch again, nobody to move. Sit back, sit down. Zigzag, that's when you can allow that foot to go a little off. But once you have an L, that toe cannot go this way. It has to be straight on the line or parallel once you flatten out. Otherwise, you're going to hurt your knees. You don't realize that the zigzag, the straightaway, is in a pattern. I think you get that. But I think what you're not doing is you're not orientating yourself to where you should be going. So if we do this, and you can test it at home, in a short way from a wall to a wall, if you do perfect Tai Chi walk, you will end in a straight line to the opposite wall. Tai Chi principle says you need to spin on your axle. You cannot just come out, come here, come this way. It's too stiff and you're never in Tai Chi posture. You've got to make your hips and waist work for you. You've got to turn on that axle. So how do I turn on my axle? Do I go in there and just kind of twist it? No, you feel it. Straight, zigzag, cat, turn inside. How do you turn inside? You have a hip, you have hips and a waist. So watch what the hips and waist do for you. Okay, let's try that. Hips and waist, where are they? You tell yourself where they are. You make them work for you. Here we go. Pivot out, root down, heel on an L. Hips and waist help you to turn and swivel on that axle. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down, zigzag out, walk in that direction like a cat, heel. Turn the hips and waist, bow stance, straight away. After a straight away, we sit back and we sit down, alleviating the weight to pivot out. Walk in that zigzag direction, put out our heel. Where's your hips and waist to help you turn inside to come out on a bow stance. You're gonna get good, so you can show me. Zigzag, so now it's a straightaway, parallel on a line. Here we go to show me, sit back, pivot out, walk in that direction, turn the hips and waist, heel out, straightaway, sit back, twist step, zigzag, flatten, sit back, twist step, walk in that direction, heel out, L stance, turn the hips and waist, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, one more good one. Twist out, zigzag, root down, heel out, L, turn the hips and waist, bow. Okay, good. Lots of you have improved. You've kicked it up the notch. You finally said, I finally get it. I was goofy the first time and now I'm not so goofy. But that not so goofy is not good enough. You gotta still pump it up, okay? Gotta fix it up a little bit more. Because, you know, just like the 10 form, when you first came to class, we spent hours and hours, millions of hours on footwork. We said we had to because now here comes the hands. Well, here will come the hands in next week's lesson, or even now, using our footwork. That's going to be the foundation, okay? So what I want to do, I have 10 minutes more because I'm letting you out early. I want you to be able to touch bases if you need to, and I want you to be able to get out of the parking lot so other people can come in. I want to do the 16 form with you, okay? You will see people in here who say, hey, it's supposed to be a brand new session and they already know it. Well, they know it, but they don't really know it, and that's why they're here, okay? So they're refining, they're on their Tai Chi journey.
The movement of the hips are very, very important, not easy to do. And it goes with almost all of the movements that we do, and it starts early when you're moving. Turning your hip is one of the means of rotating. Rotating is one of the means of saying, I am getting substantial. I am shifting from this position, shift. This is really substantial now. The right foot is substantial. And from there, come forward. But a lot of people, when we're starting, they don't shift, they just step off from a straight leg. And then we've told them, but you have to start to do this and turn. You have to turn at the beginning. Even when you're doing your the back and forth of the 10, whether you be doing parting the horse's mane, and there are others which make you do it and you don't know you're doing it. Like grasping the bird's tail, you gotta turn your hip. If you do grasping the bird's tail, you may not catch this part, what I just did. From here, I shifted. You have to sort of shift and turn, okay? But when you come back, you don't come straight back, right? You do this, and what happens? You see, that one's automatic because you say, I am drawing the person back. So there is this rotation. But if you're doing grasping the bird's tail, you just step right off and you just do this. Versus if you're parting the horse's mane, you should be in your Tai Chi position already, and you're going to turn. You see, it's very subtle. Turn, and you may be coming down, but I see more people starting off hopping up. They come from here, and then they hop up and they do this. Versus you're down here, and then you're down and you stay down. You come out, then you come back, turn, and this is doing this. You're turning. Because otherwise, you're just pushing somebody this way. But most Tai Chi movements help you with power forward, power turning, and they substantiate each other. You say, well, I've got to get here, but I'm not quite sure my balance. This is the insurance. You got your foot, the insurance is turn. So you do two things, move and you turn. And if you go back to your movements, you will see that over and over again. Move, turn for the insurance. Sometimes you turn first and you have the insurance and then you move on. But look for them.